Good morning, everybody. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and it's a warm day here in Alabama. You can see I have short sleeves on. The animals have been taken care of, and the temperatures are warming up. I tell you, it does not feel like fall here, and I don't believe it's going to. I believe we're going straight from summertime to wintertime, because that's been what's been happening here recently. But I gathered some eggs this morning. The girls are still doing fantastic with their egg laying duties, and I want to get some cartoned up so we can offer them to the community. And that's what I got going on first thing, and y'all are gonna go with me. We got a good variety of colors today. Greens, blues, browns. Here's one darker brown with a feather attached. That's just their extra love. And I believe I'm going to have enough to get a couple of dozen out there. We'll see here in just a minute. And somebody will have some wonderful fresh farm eggs for their breakfast. I try to leave the little ones for us, so that's where I was going with looking through them. For the most part, the girls lay pretty similar sized eggs. You can see that there's a little bit of difference in that one, but every now and then you'll get one that's about like this, and I just set this one aside and we use that one for us instead of putting a price tag on it and selling it to the community. I just feel like you guys need to get what you paid for, and that goes for anything that you buy. Look at this one. It's green, but it's got a little speckle on it. I'm not sure if it shows up or not, but pretty eggs, and I am indeed going to have enough for 2 dozen, so that's good. We'll get these out there. You see, the eggs are out of stock. We got plenty of honey. Somebody's returned a carton, which is wonderful, and something catches my eye over to the side. The black cat is still here, and we're almost to Thanksgiving. Not that black cats can't be here year-round, but I think I need to make a change. So after I get these eggs back in stock, I think I got an idea. Let's get the cooler shock, which is how we keep the cooler cool during these warm, I'm gonna call them summer days, because that's what it's been feeling like here lately. Feels like a summer day here in Alabama. All right, gonna need 2 hands to put this one under. Get our eggs put in. 2 dozen eggs for somebody. And since Thanksgiving is coming up, I have a feeling these eggs won't last very long, because people are starting to pre-prepare for their cooking, which I might have that in mind too. Sounds like I got a lot of things I got going on, and a lot of things that need to be done. And first things first is I'm gonna make some changes with this black cat. I can't figure out if I need to move the cat, because it is kind of coming in this way. But I like the fact that it's out by the road. I feel like people can enjoy it when they drive by, not just, you know, when they stop at the farm and they look up at the buggy or whatnot. So I do think I like the idea of leaving it out here. Now I might get the tractor and move it up some. I do have to take the ears off. I have to take the whiskers off. And we're not just going to keep it a cat. We got to change this whole idea. Off with the whiskers. I don't need any special tools to do that. And I'm going to get the tractor and see if I can't get Mr. Bramble turned into something different. So I have a few supplies that I've gathered to change the cat to something different. And y'all have got to try to figure out what I'm going to make. Bramble is heading my way, and he's going to be disappointed, because he said there is no need to change what we had that was beautiful. Is it, buddy? I don't think I had the eyes quite like yours. You have the most beautiful eyes. Yes, look at his beautiful eyes. But Bramble, you're not going anywhere. Just the replica out by the roadside. And y'all, I was looking at it thinking I wanted to move it. And some of the net on the bottom part of the hay bale is trying to come off. And I'm kind of scared if I try to move it, then I might lose the whole hay bale on the bottom. So I've decided to let it stay put. And here are a few of my supplies. Of course, I gotta have paint. Mostly white spray paint. Had some black left over from a previous project. And these are the things that I had to pick up or gather. Some of the other things are right around here already, and we'll get into that in a minute. I've got 5 of these tablecloths. So what do y'all think I could be making? I gathered a couple of more things that were in my stored away for later pile. One of them's this swimming pool, and one of them is this pot that some minerals came in for the cows. So what could I possibly be doing with this? And here's the thing, y'all. I'm just winging it. I don't have any plans to go by. I just thought, what could I use to make this work? So these are things I have on hand, and let's hope I can figure out how to make it work. I definitely have to trim the swimming pool down some. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use this board to go around the edge to keep a sharp blade, because I don't need the whole swimming pool. Well, that went just about as well as I could have asked for, with the exception of Bramble trying to help me. I constantly had to get him out, but this is what I wanted to create. I wanted a flat surface with a little bit of a lip around the edge. And so I used that board to keep my blade to where it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least it's a little bit elevated. And that's what I wanted. So now, I told y'all this has been stored away, and it has, back behind the old barn. So I gotta get this washed off and cleaned up before we go and look at the hay bales to see what we need to do next. So I'm back out here, got some traffic coming by, but who knew that the bighorn could also serve as a ladder? Well, that's what I'm gonna do today, is use the bighorn that I've got backed up in front of the cat that's in existence to take the ears off, and also to start spray painting. So here we go. I think y'all have probably figured out by now that I have a snowman, and I'm probably gonna have to put 2 little pins in to keep his scarf from flying away. He's gotta have a hat, and he's gotta have a nose. So you may be wondering, what in the world was I gonna do with this piece of the swimming pool that I cut out? Here comes Bramble. So my thoughts are, I'm gonna spray paint it black. When I set it up there, it's gonna look like it has a rim around the hat. This big pot that the mineral lick came in will be the actual hat. So it should look like the brim of the hat. Right, Bramble? We're just about finished, buddy. Now, I went over to the shop because I was thinking, what am I gonna do for a nose? I don't have any idea of what to do for the nose. So y'all know when you make a snowman, you use a carrot. Well, I went down to the old barn first, and I didn't have any orange spray paint, Bramble. And then I thought about marking paint. So we've been putting the fence up for the horses, and I've got some orange paint, but it's fluorescent orange. So our snowman's gonna have a fluorescent orange nose. We're almost done, buddy, just a little bit left. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell that it's a hat without a band around the hat. And I thought, well, I got an extra one of those cheap, excuse you, Bramble, tablecloths that I made the scarf out of, and I could tie that around the hat to make it look like a band. But I don't think that's gonna stay on, because it's gonna be at the top of the snowman where the wind is blowing. So I have this mural paint that I've had forever, and it's sitting in here in the barn. So I'm just gonna take a brush and try to freehand, well, I might not freehand, I might put a piece of tape around it, and make a band that won't come off. What you think, Bramble? I know you're gonna help me with this paint. You may look like a ladybug when you get finished, but you're gonna try to help me. All right, let's find some tape, because I don't know that I can. I don't know, it's just a hat. Maybe we can freehand it. Got all my stuff loaded up in the back of the side-by-side. I don't know exactly what you call what this looks like. Well, it looks like it could do some damage with all these stakes that I've got sticking out of it, but I think that's gonna be the best way to hold it down on top of the hay bale. Now I just gotta get it up there and hope it stays. And Bramble, that means you gotta stay here. I don't know what it was about this snowman, but I made it be the most difficult thing I've done this far. I think I made it more complicated than what it was. It was everything that I had on hand except for the scarf and the white spray paint. Other than that, I had everything here. It was just a matter of putting it together in my mind and making it work. I think it turned out fantastic. I'm very pleased with it. I wouldn't have changed anything except for the black spray paint that I had was for wide areas. And so when I tried to spray it, it covered a lot more area than what I wanted it to. So I don't say I would change that, but it was a little difficult to work with because of being the wide angle paint. I like the fact that the scarf kind of blows in the wind. It may be that I have to pin it down if it continues to do it and it tears it up, but time will tell. I'm so happy to have the black cat that was meant for Halloween out of here. And I won't have to worry about changing this until, oh my goodness, I'd say March. I mean, a snowman's a snowman. It can stay here until the end of winter for sure. As I was headed home, Mary Carl and Jason told me that they were about to head out, going on a little birding adventure, and I opted to stay home and get some things done because I have something that I would like to surprise them with. And Loki over there wanted me to let y'all know that I'm in charge of the pigeons today. So when I get to feed the pigeons or need to take care of the pigeons, I always try to take y'all with me because there's lots of concern about the Victoria Crown pigeons. These are very beautiful birds that live out here in her aviary, and I just don't film it much because I don't go over here that often. I may make sure with her that everything's going well, as well as Loki, and I just don't have the need to come over here very much. So there's the reason that I don't film very much over here. But as I came out here to feed this morning, I noticed something that caught my eye. And while it may be empty right now, you can see right there is a nest platform. And y'all guess where she was when I first came out here? She was sitting on that nest. I thought, oh my gracious, because you can see I got short sleeves on today. It's feeling like springtime here in Alabama, and I don't know if she's confused or what, but I did take a peek and there's not an egg in there. But both of them were sitting on, he was sitting on the edge of the nest, she was sitting down in the nest, and good gracious, I hope she didn't have her seasons mixed up and lay an egg at this time of the year, because there is absolutely no way in the world that she could sit on that egg and it successfully hatch. So hopefully she's just getting her thoughts together for the spring. Here's a glimpse of the beautiful pair, and the male is in the front. The female has recently lost her orange band. I haven't seen it in here, but it is somewhere on the ground, I'm sure. And that you hear cooing, he is actively trying to woo that female. I don't know if you can see his head going up and down. She has a few doves in here. And I just love to hear their laugh and their coo. It's just, to me, it's a soothing sound. I'm going to let these two be and continue to check on them. Make sure she hasn't laid an egg. One thing that Jason asked me before he headed out with Mary Carl was if I was going to be here. And I said, yes, why? And he said, because I've got a pan in the oven that I'm seasoning. What that means is he's working on some cast iron. And he's using Cog Hill Farm cast iron seasoning. In case you didn't know, this is something that we are now offering. Yes, I have an oven glove on because it hasn't been long since the oven actually cooled down. And I know this pan that he's got in here, yeah, I feel the heat. It's probably still warm. But he has put a few coats onto this little number 3 6 5/8 inch iron skillet that he's been working on, getting it re-seasoned and ready for me to use. So I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven because we got something special that we're going to be cooking today in advance of Thanksgiving. We want to have this recipe perfected before the holiday comes. So if it turns out to be something good, I'm going to tell y'all, and y'all might want to prepare it for your family. Let's get started. You probably figured out by now that my talk about wanting to make a persimmon pie has came to life. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is making a persimmon pie. Here are a few of the persimmon freeze-dried slices that we did in the last video, and you can tell our family has enjoyed them. Almost 1 jar down, and everybody has really taken advantage of a healthy freeze-dried snack in the persimmons. Now, I had some that were sitting on the counter in a basket because they weren't quite ripe enough yet. Well, a week has passed, and we're to the point where some of those can be used. And it's perfect timing because, well, let me just show you. I've got some ingredients out over here. I'm ready to make my pie, but I made some of the persimmon into a powder. I freeze-dried it on the tray loose, and it made just a sheet of persimmon. So I broke that up, ran it through, made a powder, and put it in bags that can last 25 years because they're sealed with the oxygen absorber. And what I'll do is I'll take out the amount that I want to use when I get ready. I'm not using it today because I've still got some beautiful persimmons in the basket. I don't know if y'all can see it, it's heavy, but they're turning ripe, and I've already got some pureed. I used 4 persimmons to make 1 cup of pulp. That almost got away from me, but 4 ripe persimmons made about a cup of pulp. And I think if you're shopping for ingredients, that you should probably purchase 4 persimmons. You may have a little more, but I don't think you're going to have less. Persimmons are pretty universal in size. As long as they're about the size of a baseball, I guess you would say, then you should be good with 4. But I'm not going to use the persimmon freeze-dried pulp because I don't have to today. I've still got fresh ones. So let's get started making a pie. First thing we got to do is preheat the oven. And that's what I was showing you guys, is that the oven is still a little bit warm, but 350 is where we're gonna, not 359, Brooke, 350. 350 start, and it's already 175 degrees. I knew it was kind of warm. That's why I wore that oven mitt when I was getting that cast iron skillet out. I've got some of my ingredients already measured out and prepared to make this, but you're going to need persimmon pulp, you're going to need granulated sugar, you're going to need nutmeg, you're going to need cornstarch, eggs, salt, a can of evaporated milk, and I hope I haven't left anything out. We'll go over it when we actually make the pie. So if Jason was here helping me with this, we would absolutely be making a homemade pie crust. That is something that's out of my comfort zone. Jason can make the best homemade pie crust. The actual recipe that he uses is on our website, www.coghillfarm.com. Go under recipes. You can actually search for pie crust, or either just Google Cog Hill Farm pie crust, and I bet it'll come up. Jason's not here. He doesn't know about this pie even being made. So I've got the next, I don't want to say best thing. I've got a pie crust, and it's one of those pre-made, rolled out things that you can line your pan with. It's going to work. So let's get started. the first thing we have to have is an apron, because while I already have spray paint on this shirt from making the snowman, I don't want to get any food stains on. So first thing people, is an apron. And the apron may or may not be the same design that's on my shirt. So apron is your first ingredient. After you have your apron, you have your persimmon puree, and that requires a cup. So 1 cup of pumpkin, y'all know, this is persimmon. I'm not saying it again. Got that in my mixing bowl. And secondly, we are going to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. And this, we're just going to mix this really well till it's combined. So we have our persimmon and granulated sugar mixed together very well. And now we're going to add 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. I already have those poured in a bowl here. Also, we're going to add a tablespoon of cornstarch, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And we're going to add that to this mixture here. Then we're going to add a can of evaporated milk. Now you do want to make sure that your eggs, the 2 egg yolks and the 1 whole egg, is combined. Y'all, the crust that Jason makes would be so much better than this pre-made store-bought crust. But hey, I just didn't do that. And I encourage you, if you've never tried that pie crust recipe, to give it a shot, because you may have a liking to making the homemade pie crust if that's not something you normally do. It is so much better making a homemade crust than it is using this, but it is what it is, and this is what we're doing today, is store-bought crust. So into my pie shell goes the mixture, and we are going to bake it for 1 hour on 350 degrees. Going to give it plenty of time to cool off before Jason returns for his special surprise. I don't think it's fair that he has surprised me with things in the past, coming home and, you know, I guess I have more doctor's appointments and I'm away from the house more than he is. But today's his special day. One thing's for sure, I may not be using a homemade pie crust, but I'm going to use a homemade topping. We're about to make some homemade whipped cream, where if you've got a picky kid or somebody at your Thanksgiving table that says, "Ooh, I don't think I like persimmons," just give them a bowl of this homemade whipping cream, and I guarantee you, you're not going to disappoint any little mouse. It may be that my child decides that she doesn't want a bite of this pie, and that's just fine, because she can have some whipped cream. Now, I've got my mixing bowl in the freezer, and to me, this is the most important part of making homemade whipped topping. You think it's hard? You think you need to buy that stuff out of the can? No, y'all. It is so simple. I have been making this recipe for I can't tell you how long, and it's been very, very few times when I have been disappointed in this recipe. So my bowl's in the freezer along with my whisk. A whisk is a must, and if you have a stand mixer, of course, that makes things easier too. But a whisk attachment for whatever you're using, your mixer, whatever, will make things easier. You need heavy cream, powdered sugar, and a little bit of vanilla flavoring. That's it. Simple as that. You can probably see that I can write on my bowl. That's how long it's been in the freezer. Probably about 25 minutes or so. Yep, there's my ice buildup on the outside. 2 cups of heavy cream into the mixing bowl. And we're just going to turn this on and let it do its thing until it's nice and frothy. All right, you can see that it looks light and frothy, and that's what we're after right there. Going to lift it up. It should kind of stick to your mixer there. And now we're just going to add the powdered sugar and the vanilla. 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is it, folks. We have reached our destination. homemade whipped topping that anybody can make. And I'd be telling you a story if I said I wasn't going to taste it. Y'all, I have paint left on my hands. Don't think they're nasty. Oh my goodness. So it's looking delicious. Won't be much longer. We're about halfway there. My pie should be done. Oh, it looks beautiful. It's nice and golden brown on the top. I can't wait to share this with my family. Y'all stay tuned. I guarantee you it's going to put a smile on somebody's face. It might just be mine, but it's going to make somebody smile today. It's a little after 5. My family's on the way home. I'm cooking a pan of cornbread and reheating some soup that we had from last night. But I wanted y'all to see this beautiful sunset back behind me. As one of my beautiful dogs tries to get my attention, I have to come down here and show y'all them as well. But I just wanted y'all to see how beautiful the sunset is. Look at it over here back behind the barn. Isn't that just beautiful? Just beautiful. Guess who's back? Did y'all have a good day?
We had a great day.
Your dog's at your feet, rolling the ball.
I've already thrown it several times already.
Deer alert.
Deer alert.
I thought I put it on Do Not Disturb. Apologize. So y'all saw lots of birds, right?
I bet we saw over 400 ducks today.
So it was a
good day.
A successful day.
Yes.
Well, y'all got home. I asked you if you were hungry on the way home.
Yep.
We had leftover corn chowder that I made last night. I made a fresh pan of cornbread, and you're full.
I'm full.
You're full, but I hadn't told you.
Yeah.
You know, I had a day full, but I also made you a little something special.
Oh, goodness.
Close your eyes. You ready?
Yeah. No peeking?
No peeking. Holly's looking at me like, all right, open your eyes.
Oh, my gosh.
It is persimmon pie.
Have you had some?
No, I haven't.
So I'm going to eat it first.
I just cut it. Homemade whipped topping.
Oh, my gosh.
Holly. So what do you think?
I would have been to give it back to you.
You weren't, were you?
No.
I just want to bite. I'm not going to eat a whole piece. Is it kind of like pumpkin?
No, it's more like apple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I almost dropped it.
Tell me what you think.
You're right. I was expecting...
And when I saw it, I thought it was a pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie.
I thought it was going to taste like pumpkin.
Not even close.
I mean, people on my video where I freeze-dried the persimmons were wanting to know, what do you compare a persimmon to? And I think the texture's kind of like a mango.
It's dense.
Yeah. But what do you think?
It's not a lot of water.
But it doesn't taste like an apple.
Mm-mm.
Just the pie tastes like apple. That's good.
This is better than apple, though.
It's better than sweet potato, and it's better than pumpkin.
This is good.
So make this at your Thanksgiving
Yes.
day table.
Definitely.
And when you tell people that it's persimmon, they won't believe you.
They're not going to believe
That's
me.
really good.
This is awesome.
Of course, I didn't make your pie crust.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, I didn't want to give it away by asking you to make me a pie crust. But the recipe is on the website for the pie crust if y'all want to attempt it. Now, it's good with the store-bought pie crust, but it would be even better with your pie crust. So maybe next time we make it, still got a few persimmons left.
You made this with the fresh persimmon?
I did. It took 4 persimmons.
Really?
Yep. So I was able to...
You know what y'all do?
That took a cup.
Y'all let old Mike know. Your pie's by Mike.
Well, he'll be wanting my persimmons then. I can't give them away. I'm not a greedy person, but I can't share all my secrets.
Gosh, that's really
I'm
good.
sharing the recipe. That's enough.
That is delicious, Brooke.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not what I thought at all.
Not what I thought at all.
I've been wanting to try this, and I didn't want to use our freeze-dried persimmons. You know, the ones that we turn into powder.
That is so good.
I'm going to have one more bite.
Wow.
You still didn't want to give... I know what you're wanting. Jason has to have milk when he eats something sweet.
Or coffee. That'd be good with coffee, too.
That is really good. It
It's
does
good.
have an apple taste.
Yeah.
it's a good fruit taste. It's not overly sweet. It's just a savory taste.
That's really good.
Well, I think I know what we're going to have on our Thanksgiving table. So, did you sign up for making a homemade pie crust?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Because I got some more that are going to be right by next Thursday.
We can handle that.
Okay. Well, if y'all are interested in making this persimmon pie, I have a feeling you can probably pick up some persimmon since it's a seasonal fruit in your grocery store now. And I encourage you, if you're not going to make the pie, just pick one up and peel it and see what you think about it.
I think you'll like it.
I think you will too. It's become my favorite
That's really
fruit.
good. I'm glad I planted them now.
I am too. I've already got plans for what I'm going to do next year. All right.
Long as it's got pies in it, I'm good.
As long as it's got pies in it. If you'll make me crust, and I could wonder if I could freeze dry a pie crust to have it available for when I need a crust and you're not available. Yeah.
I don't know how you done get it. Add water to it.
I don't either. Not to reconstitute.
You could freeze it though, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, persimmon pie for the win.
That's awesome.
I said you always are surprising me with things when I'm gone.
Yeah, I do.
So today was your day to be surprised, and that was a pretty good surprise, wasn't it?
That was an awesome surprise.
You think a child would like that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I made the whipped topping thinking, Mary Carl might not like the pie, but she could eat the...
Homemade whipped cream is so easy, and it's way better than...
It's way better. Way better.
And you can make it as sweet as you want it.
That's
right.
So good. And add different flavors to
Vanilla.
You could add, you could even add coffee flavoring if you wanted something different.
You could.
Anyway,
that's good.
Possibilities are endless.
Man.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Persimmon pie for the win. And I hope everybody at least tries a persimmon.
Yes.
If you have the availability to get one. It's become my favorite.
It's good.
It's really good.
That Asian Japanese persimmons are delicious.
That's right. Well, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time.
Y'all be good.